What I'm about to share with you is not just hearsay. What I'm about to share with you is not just, oh, I just sat down and watched a couple YouTube videos and I just tried to tell you something that sounds good. This comes by experience. All right. So let me go ahead and share with you real quick. So in sales, and I'm gonna open up the line here in a second. All right. I went through the scriptures, but I want you to think about this. Some of the things you want to talk about. So go to Ecclesiastes chapter 33. I said I was done with the scriptures. There might be one more. This is what I want you all to do. Whatever it is, we have business owners on the line. I'm looking at the screens, and everybody, almost everyone's face, everyone's picture on here is like a business owner, self-employed, or someone that's about to become a business owner. And those people that was on the line earlier, they were self-employed or business owners. So this is what we have with the Wisdom Wealth Group. We have something special. I want you all to understand that. All right. Pay attention to this. Ecclesiastes chapter 33 and verse 4. Prepare what to say, and so shall thou be heard, and bind up instructions, and then make answer. Pay attention to the first part of that scripture again. Prepare what to say, then you will be heard. This comes in the quiet time. This comes when the lights are off. This comes when no one is watching you. This comes when the camera's not on. This comes when you're not going Facebook Live or YouTube Live or doing a Zoom meeting. This comes when no one can see what you're doing but the Most High. This is what happens when I was in my car dealership and I put chairs all in my area. I put chairs in my back office where no one was at. And I put a whole bunch of folding chairs. And guess what? I started. You can start speaking to the chairs. Imagine in your audience. Turn the lights off, turn the lights on, whatever. And imagine that you got all these people that's sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to hear you talk. And so if I'm speaking in the chairs more and more, I get to practice. I get to throw out things. I throw out my lines. I get to throw out my jokes. I can test things. I can try things. And then when the youth group called me, I could test it and try it on the young people. I could test it and try it when I go to this correctional facility that has individuals overcoming drug and alcohol issues and sexual trafficking. I could try things on them. And then when I stand in front of 300 or 400 people, boom. Some people might look at me and think, "Oh man, how can he do that?" They don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. They say you have to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. You have to work on yourself. You have to prepare what to say when you're about to go pitch to these individuals. You got to go talk to a person that has thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They can fund your nonprofit. They can fund your vision. They can get your business off the ground. And you mean to tell me you're not going to prepare for what you're about to say to them? We going to this stuff. Oh man, I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, wing it. You're gonna be out of business. Prepare what to say. This is what happens in sales. So as I went to door to door to door to door to door, as the rejection come, and now you start to come up with objections. You get to come. You start to get to find out. Okay, now somebody says something to you. You say something back. Now you get to see how they respond once you say it back to them. And if they bite for what you say, you hold that into your toolbox. Now you have an objection. So now you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. If I keep hearing customers keep rejecting me over and over again, now I get that I have things that I can share with them, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman. I dip it, and it's second nature because I've been doing it so long. All right. Prepare what to say, then you will be heard. So you have to practice, 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 practice on your speaking, on your sales. Speaking and sales, they kind of go hand in hand because even if you're up speaking, even if you're giving a consultation, even if you're out here speaking to 400 or 500 people, you're still pitching them something. Grab you a book. What does it say in the book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 14, I believe? The heart of him that have understanding seeks knowledge. Find knowledge. Grab a book. Buy a book on speaking. Buy a book on sales. All right, they got an awesome sales expert called Zig Ziglar. He's dead now. Zig Ziglar, he said, I see you at the top. All right, sales skills that you can learn, that you can add into your repertoire. So practice on your major points that you need to practice. Practice on what you're going to say. Think about what you have to offer to the marketplace. How are you going to package that? Prepare for that $1 million investor that you're about to come across. I need you to prepare. And while you're laying down in your bed tonight, I need you to be going through scenarios in your mind. What will I say if the Most High opened up the opportunity for me to speak to this individual tomorrow? Am I going to be prepared? Listen, even when the Most High, with those of us that have ever went and got a line of credit or went into a bank and had to borrow money, I've got a line of credit. I had a $150,000 line of credit, and I was $75,000 in debt. The most I allowed me to pay it all the way back. But when you come into these institutions, they want to know, what is your history? What is your credit history? And what is your business plan? And right now, we ain't talking about no credit history. I want to know what your business plan is. The Most High wants to know what your business plan is. So when he puts you in front of the right people, you're not going to look brutish. You're not going to mess it up. Sometimes the Most High is holding us back. The Most High has held me back sometimes from very deca millionaires to invest in even this right here, this movement. We have a global movement. Some of y'all seeing this at the ground floor, and I haven't even been continue to keep adding more. I got so many business cards. I got hundreds and hundreds of people that I could be dripping on, add them into this group, add them to this group. But I'm waiting and waiting. I'm waiting to the right time, because we got some things in it that's happening in the background that's about to take this thing to a whole nother level. Like next year somewhere, if the Most High said, we're gonna be on the beach or somewhere together. We talked about people talk about having that mastermind meeting, and that's this. I'm telling you all this before I tell everybody else. When this group gets to a certain level and a certain amount of people, there's people on here, like I talked about Sister Rebecca, we got Sister Joyce, we got some other people on here that's already solved a mastermind, right? When it gets to a certain amount of people, it's going to be a separation. We're going to continue to have the big thread. We're going to continue to have the thread with all the people on it, but it's going to be reduced. And there's going to be certain people that's serious, like the next level serious, like the next level serious. And we're going to create a mastermind group, and it's going to be serious. And we're going to really be, it's going to be high level thinkers. Those millionaires that I had y'all on the line with a few weeks ago, we're going to be tapping into millionaires in conversations. Like we did in the virtual conference, I want that to be happening every week or every other week, pouring into people, bringing more people. But let me get back to what I'm saying so I don't get too far off of what I'm trying to say. You have to practice. Practice on certain words. You have to emphasize certain words in your sales. When I'm selling things to individuals, I know how to emphasize certain words. Certain words, they trigger things in the buyer's mind, and it makes them think. When I was selling my shoe size, they wasn't just coming up to me. I had to drum up business. And I was pointing to their shoes and telling them that they had scuff marks. And I was telling them, you need to put your best foot forward. And as they was laughing at me, and as the crowd of people was laughing at me too, because I would be joking, I would be having fun, I would be having a good time while I'm doing what I'm doing. So people laugh, and I'm putting on a show. Next thing you know, they walk down. And so as they leave me and walk down, I have these foot pegs on my shoe stand. I start jingling my pegs. And when I jingle my pegs, it got this little metal sound. Cling, 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 cling. And when I jingle the pegs, next thing you know, I see that when I jingle the pegs, the customer looks down at their shoes and they turn back around and come to me. And so I tried it once. Oh my goodness. I jingled these pegs. And they was all the way down the hall, and they turned back around. And I start doing it again. They go down the hall. They turn me there. I jiggle them pegs. They come back around. So now that's boom. I got that right there. This person say this. I'm not interested. Oh, you sure about that? Do you want to go to that business meeting looking like that? You know what? I'm gonna step on up there. You got these individuals in this society today that don't value a quality of walking around with clean shoes. These people in their 20s and 30s and 40s, they walking around with blazers. They got their little blazers on. They got their little shoe jackets, their pants, and their shoes busted. And they going over here talking to millionaires, and they going, put your best foot forward. Everybody start laughing. Let's continue. So practice on your major points. Practice on your listening skills. Oh my goodness. Is this a part of speaking and sales? Absolutely. Because when you start listening, the customer, they begin to tell you, they begin to vomit on you, and they begin to tell you everything that they need. But if you are in the dominant position, if you are the person that's always over talking your prospect, if you're always over talking your client, you are going to miss the valuable gems that they are telling you. You are like a person that's filling their prescription. They will begin to run off their mouth. You ask them about their company, ask them about their needs, ask them about the SWOT analysis, ask them about some of the struggles and the problems that they're dealing with right now, and turnovers and layoffs and all that. You start asking them the right questions. Let them talk. take mental notes. And then sometimes you might have to just say, you know, if it's okay with you, because they say I'd rather trust a short pen than a long-term memory. Sometimes they might be okay with you taking some notes, write it down. And then you be the person that prescribes a problem to them. But you have to have this good listening skills in sales and in speaking, public speaking, and you got to be able to know how to overcome them objections. But that you begin to overcome the objections by you putting in the work. If you overcome the objections by you taking actions. When I told you when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, I was knocking on all them doors and it was 95 degrees outside, 90 degrees outside, getting chased by dogs, running away with candy in my hand, all that. I began to start learning how to overcome objections, because when you hear something over and over again, so many different times, you go back to the drawing board. If you were trying to be good at this, you go back to the drawing board and you start thinking, oh, this is how I overcome that. That's how I came up with this with the foot peg thing. I just tried it and it worked. I kept trying it. Car salespeople, they come to my car lot, they test drive a car. Oh man, you know, I don't know. Okay, what's stopping you from making a buying decision today? These are things that you have to learn, because guess what they'll tell you? Well, I got to think about it. Okay, so what do you got to think about? Well, you got to think about the price. You got to think about the condition of the car. Like, tell me what it is. Well, I'm going to look at another car. Well, what about if I was able to, what kind of car are they selling you over across town? Well, I'm about to go buy this Dodge Journey with X amount of, so you mean to tell me you're going to turn down a Toyota Camry for a Dodge Journey? You know what? You know what? That doesn't make any sense. All right, let's go ahead and get your paperwork done. When you hear these things over and over again, you begin to come up with your own formula. So let me go ahead and go to this. Keys to success in speaking and in selling. Write these down. Believe in what you're selling. You need to believe in what you're selling. Please don't open up a business if you don't believe in it. I know there are some people that they invest in marijuana stocks, they invest in prison, they invest in all kinds of stuff that they don't even believe in because there's profit in it. And there's some wealthy people that do that. All right, so I guess I probably don't need to tell you don't do it. I'm telling you I'm not doing it. The reason why I am so proficient in sales, whether it's selling my books, selling cars, selling shoe shines, selling whatever I believe in, is the fact that I believe in what I'm selling. And I transfer that belief to anyone that comes into my pop-up shop, to anyone that comes to my table, wherever I'm at. If I'm at a conference, convention, wherever, and I'm setting up selling my books, you're going to feel the belief that comes out of me because I believe in the words that's on these pages. Believe in what you're selling. A lot of you all, I need you all to believe in yourself as well. You need to believe in you. All right. I know we believe in the Most High, but I need you to believe in yourself as well. He's giving you gifts. He's giving you talents. And some of you all don't believe that you can be good. There's things that was given to us from birth, and there's things that we have developed. These are skills that we can develop. We just got to put the work in. All right. I didn't come out the womb just speaking to hundreds of people at conferences and places like that. This stuff, I had to take time, and I'm still working. I'm still growing. There's certain places that I'm still a little rough around the edges. If I go to a TED Talk or go to somewhere else, they probably be like, okay, you might need to come back. But other places I'm widely accepted. But let's continue. Don't take the no's personal. Some of you all, you taking no's too personal. I told you when I was walking up to these young teenage girls when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, you could only tell me yes or no. Let's not get into the feelings. Some of you all have analysis paralysis. You sitting back there and you thinking about all this other stuff, and you're not taking no actions. Don't take it no personal. Boom, boom. You tell me no? All right. On to the next one. They have a saying in the business wheel. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. On to the next one. You got to have that same mindset. All right. Let's continue. Develop confidence by practicing and rehearsal. That's where the confidence is going to come in at. You're not going to be confident over something if you're not going over the information. How are you going to be confident? And you when it's time for you to give your pitch, you don't even know how to pitch it because you haven't been going over it. Be dressed apart. Listen, if you're about to go show up at a meeting, if you're going door to door, yes, you might have a company uniform on. If or you maybe put on whatever you feel like putting on, right? But dress to par. Listen, dress to par. You are the brand. You are the brand of what you're selling. And so if you come dressed any type of way, that's how they're going to judge you. And listen, those of us that have a little bit of melanin on our skin, we already in this world are at a disadvantage. You want to put your best foot forward. You don't want them to categorize you into all this little group of all these black people coming here unprofessional. We got to change the standards. Let's continue. Be groomed up. Listen, a lot of people that got the amount of hair that I have, they get their hair cut once a month. I get mine once a week. I can't play around because I'm in front of hundreds of people all the time. I got to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward every single time. My A game got to be on every day of the week. I don't want you to catch me because you catch me 2 weeks from now, I'm looking rough. I'm looking scrubbed. My beard, they're growing twice the size. My hair, they're growing twice the size. And I don't got the confidence that I do right now when I got trimmed up and groomed up. All right, I'm ready. I'm bulletproof. Let's go. You got to stay groomed up. You women, take care of yourself. Make sure your hygiene is on point. You know, somebody, I was down in Atlanta at a conference, and right after the conference, all right, I was in there selling my books and things of that nature. Someone came up to me after the conference was over with, and one of these major social media influencers, I'm not going to say his name, but he sent someone over there to me and to try to talk to me to get me to come in and join whatever he had going on. And the person he sent to me had bad breath. I'm like, hey, come on, man. Hey, brother, like, hey, come on, man. Like, man, you turn me off. I don't even want to hear what you got to say now. We got to make sure that our breath is on point every single day. And if we know it's not on point, we need to probably take a couple steps back. Let the prospect know, hey, listen, just get that person a little bit of distance. Because if you they talking about 6 inches, if you're that close to them, and if your breath is hot, you are going to lose credibility for your company. Please make sure your hygiene is on point, all right? Let's not make sure that our breath is smelling like halitosis out here. Let's continue. Good hygiene. Take a deep breath. Listen, when you about to get out here and sell something, take a deep breath. It's not the end of the world. Somebody tell you no, well, guess what? So what? I told you all about a person that I listened to. He played a game. He said, let's play a game called No. He would go to these doors. He would play a game called 10 No's. And he would knock on 10 different doors. And he would try to see if he could successfully get 10 people to tell him no. And in the process of doing that, when he got to 7 or 8, somebody would say yes. And he would say, are you sure? He would say, yeah, I'm sure. Come on in. And then he'll have to start the game all over with. So, but he had to take a deep breath. And the person that he was with, this going back to your why. The person that he was with at first, guess what happened? He said, I'm done. He went back to his car. He said, I can't be finished. This person got a father, a mother to take care of him. Guess what? I don't got all that. I have to give it all I got. Remember what we talked about at the beginning of this lesson tonight about the lady that had to go sell with the oil? She had her 2 sons on the line. What do you need to be on the line for you to go out here and make your sale, to go make your pitch? What do you need? Do you need somebody to get ready to take something from you? So we talked about that keys to success in selling. We talked about Joseph. When they came down to Joseph, Joseph did not give a discount. He said, give me your crops, give me your grain, give me your food, give me all of that. Also, you got to be able to have adaptability. Now, when you share something with somebody, some of you all may give a Zoom presentation. Back then, when I was out going, I used to do network marketing too. I was in a travel company. I was with Prepaid Legal Shield. I was selling legal plans, identity theft. I was doing that too. I would walk up to, go into a Starbucks or Panera Bread. I would open my little CD player, my little portable CD player. That's how, man, we in 2025 now. That was like 2012 out here. I'll open that little portable CD player. I'll push the button. I'll sit down, let the person watch the presentation, because they say the less you say, the more you make. The more you say, the less you make. Write that down, please. Write that down, please. The less you say, the more you make. The more you say, the less you make. You might want to write that down, because a lot of us have in sales, we have diarrhea of the mouth. We have to understand that sometimes it's better to let a third party do the talking for us. So I had to let the third party do the talking. And so after it was over with, this is what I had to say. What did you like best about what you saw? I'm not asking you, did you like anything? I'm not giving you a choice in the matter. You did like something. What did you like best about the information that you saw? You give the prospect a chance to tell you what they like best. You don't close with a weak little close and say, well, okay, well, thank you for watching it. Thank you for watching it. Just call me if you're interested. You don't close like that. What do you like best about what you saw? Well, man, you know what? I like the services. I like the income opportunity. Oh, I like the fact that this could be able to help me walk away from my job. I like the fact that I see now that everyone needs this service right here. Let the customer tell you what they like. And that's whatever you all are pitching on here online. If you're giving an online presentation, don't call the person back. You send them something about your nonprofit. You send them something about your business. Don't call them and be saying, I thank you for watching it. Thank you. Uh, you know, did you like anything? No, you ask them, what did you like best? I like the fact that, man, you guys have missions over in Haiti. I like the fact that you are assembling entrepreneurs around the world to teach about wisdom and wealth. I like that part. I want to be a part of that. How can I donate? If everything checked out, this is what I would say to my car. And I'm selling a car. You can probably put this into your notes as well. All right, so I'm test driving the car, and you ask a person, if everything checked out good and you are pleased, what would stop you from buying today? Might want to write that down. If everything checked out good, you did not have a problem with anything that you saw. This don't even have to be a test drive on a car, neither. It can be whatever you picture. If everything looks good, if everything checked out good, and you were pleased with everything I shared with you, what will stop you today? If they say nothing, perfect, here's your paperwork. If, I got to talk to my husband. Okay, listen, this is another thing that you all want to do. And I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here in a second. I'm past 7 o'clock. Another thing that you want to do is if they have a husband involved or a wife involved, because some of these men, they go and say, oh, she's the one that wears the pants. She's the one that makes all the decisions. You got men out here like that. Don't waste your time pitching what you have to offer if you are not in front of a decision maker. This goes to your human resource manager. If you're trying to get in the door, don't talk to the person working at the counter. Don't just talk to the manager. You call and you ask for the human resource manager. You ask for the owner of the company. Let's cut the middleman out the way. They can't help you. And if you're pitching to a wife by herself or pitching to a husband by herself, say, when will your husband be back? When will your wife be back? Okay, I think it would be best if I talk to you both at the same time because your time is valuable. You don't want to be out there casting your pearls before swine. I did that when I was about 16, 17 years old. Something in my mind told me if I wanted a job, that I needed to go call and ask straight for the manager or the supervisor. Let's cut the people out answering the phone. Can I talk to your manager or your supervisor? And I was a teenager when I was doing this. And I would get interviews like that. They'll set me up for an interview next week. But let's continue. Can I speak to the human resource manager, supervisor, and decision maker? Listen, it's so much more that I can talk about.